We gonna see if anybody gonna come in this live. I doubt it. This probably gonna be one that people check out on the network later. If I can tweak the algorithm a little bit and tag it the right way. But anyway, I haven't went live in a minute. I know y'all hear the police sirens in the background. Soon as I want to go live, that's when they want to come swing down the block. Probably trying to go pick up one of them thin heads down the street that done passed out in this hot ass Arizona sun. But yeah, it's a nice day. I wanted to come on here, chop it up a little bit, make a video, go live. For good time's sake, it's been a minute. This channel, if you've been watching it, I know you guys have been checking out, or you guys have at least been seeing the post in the community section. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about some of the most recent events and what's going on, what I think my forecast for the current situation is and what it will be regarding, we talking about Trump, talking about, the elections, Joe Biden dropping out, Kamala Harris coming in replacing him. We on the money flow. We watching this money because most importantly, that's what it all comes down to is this money flow, right? The stock market, capital. You know what I'm saying? The money flows, man. This summer has been a good summer so far. If you've been investing, particularly trading options, the markets, well, going back to January, pre-New Year, the markets, they bottomed out in November. We've been on a crazy, crazy run since November. Crazy when we talk about near term, but if you pull the charts out, you'll see that we was really moving sideways and we just broke out recently within like the last few months. When I say last few months, I want to say April. So we got the November bottom and then we got the April bottom. And if you guys have been in the market recently, y'all see that there's volatility, there's uncertainty, right? So we got these current events going on, We got the elections coming up, November. Stock market's been on a tear since April. Nvidia made new highs, did a split. Apple, all-time highs. Tesla just broke out of its formation. It's been in inverse head and shoulders for a little bit. You guys have been in my community section. You've seen them post on alerts. So a lot of stuff has happened, but it's been a mix of macro and micro catalysts that have gotten us to where we are. So recently we just came off them highs. This past week in the markets was a pretty brutal one, I guess, depending on how you look at it. I mean, if you play both sides, it was a beautiful week for you. I've seen some of the posts from people online and in the Webull comment section, they made like $10,000 easy in a day, just trading calls and being in the right positions. Biden dropping out was actually good news for the market. Yes, it did create some uncertainty, but it also brought some clarity. right? Because the week prior to him dropping out, Donald Trump just had an assassination attempt on his life. Now, let's say that shooter hadn't missed. Let's say that shooter had killed Trump. Let's be totally 100% unbiased and honest. We all know that if that shooter had killed Trump, Biden wouldn't have dropped out. He wouldn't have got out the race. I mean, they were pretty much just getting ready to hand this man a full plate of food, and he was getting ready to eat. But by the grace of God, that shooter failed the mission. America was just getting ready to be on a whole different course had that shooter killed Trump. Biden would have walked his ass right back into the White House for a back-to-back second term. And I can't really say what else is gonna what was gonna happen. You know, I see people talking online about, you know, civil unrest and things like that. Hey, I can't say what was happening as far as, you know, society, communities. I would hope we can get to that point. But if they had to kill Trump that day, oh yeah, some people was gonna be upset. So thank God Donald Trump didn't die, because in my opinion, and not even just my opinion, based off research, based off of numbers and facts, he's good for the stock market. He is good for the American consumer, investor, all of that. If you go back to 2016 and his presidency, the stock market went up during President Trump's time in office. And people were getting upset that he was tweeting and doing different things. But I mean, hey, that's how Wall Street, that's how these funds, these firms, that's how all these companies are making money off of news headlines. A lot of people don't know that. These news headlines is money. We trade off of news headlines. We trade off of events. So this past 3 weeks has been very eventful. Going back to stocks, you know, if you pull out a chart of the NASDAQ, if you pull out a chart of the S&P 500, SPY, the Dow, they were giving warning signs a month ago of overbought, overextension, FOMO. It's what the young kids, this generation, the traders call it, right? FOMO, fear of missing out. You didn't put your money into the market in April. You didn't put your money into the market in May. You didn't put your money into the market in June. And now it's July. And you looking at things and you trying to chase. See, real traders, they stay ahead of the curve. They stay ahead of the headlines. Now, we can't predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen next week. But based off of technicals, setup patterns on them charts, you'll be able to use that and match it up with these headlines that come out of nowhere, left field, because a lot of times that's what it is. You feel me? They'll mask price movement with the news headline, with an event, you know. And if you're into false flag events and all that stuff, that's a whole nother situation that does have some historical relevancy when it comes to the stock market, guys. But we talking about the numbers, talking about Apple stock. I've been telling you guys, if y'all been in my community section, before June, when Apple was trading under $200 a share, y'all was getting my alerts. I hope you guys saw them. I hope you guys utilize the information that I provide, because, you know, it's necessary, right? There's people that I meet daily, you know, trying to figure out, like, how they gonna get out of their situations. Like, the rent is late, bills is due, You know, they stuck at a job that they don't like with some people that they don't need to be around, and they don't know what to do. But they know that they gotta do something. Investing is that something. I never made $10,000 at one time. I never made $5,000 at one time working a 9 to 5. Now, I'm not saying working a 9 to 5 is something wrong with that, but just doing the regular is not going to get you ahead. So I put out these alerts because I was that person trying to figure out where I'm going to go, like how I'm going to get the rent paid, how I'm going to pay this bill. And luckily, I'm one of those people that seeks knowledge. You know, I was always brought up to don't just sit back, go find out, right? So if I'm in a position, my back against the wall, I'm either gonna stay there or I'm gonna get off that wall. I'm gonna go figure it out. So I put out these alerts because I know there's some people out there that's hungry, that need to eat. And I know the codes to how to go get that food, you feel me? So of course I'm gonna tell people, I'm gonna tell my community. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to share information. If I know about some shit that can benefit myself and the next man that's next to me in my situation, of course, because I want to see all of us get out. So that's why I put out these alerts, because I do the research. I'm not just posting just things in my community section and on this channel just to be posting, trying to be relevant for clout. That's not what we doing, right? The things I'm talking about is proven. So going back to Apple, when y'all was seeing them alerts before it was worth $200 a share, I was telling y'all, I said, hey, look, Apple was getting ready to do its thing. Y'all might want to get in position. Tesla, another one, before it was trading $200. I'm posting, I'm letting y'all know. I said, hey, guys, VentNation, YouTube, whoever see this, whoever need to hear this message, it's the way you're going to get out. It's what you need to do. Get in position. Save your money. You know, start stacking your money. You might work at McDonald's. You might work at Wendy's. You might scrub the toilets at the basketball games after them people leave and get done drinking beer and eating. That might be your job. You might work at the daycare. You might drive the bus. All of that, but you can make it. A lot of people think you got to have some big amount of money to start investing. That's not true. Like, unfortunately, the game and the knowledge is the lines are blurred and misconstrued, guys. Like, I remember being that person. I remember being 22 years old and looking at the stock market and like, I know that that's what I should be doing, but I don't know how to do it. And I don't have the resources or the money to do so. That's what I thought. Until I got around the right people who was preaching the right message, right? The message that is being sent, I needed to hear it. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to use my time and my platform that I built and that I'm building to send the right message. Because there's a lot of messages being sent out here that are they're sending people in the wrong direction. So if anything, I want to be that platform, that beacon, that hopefully somebody sees off in the distance and says, hey, let me check that out. Let me see what he's talking about. It's a lot of people on YouTube saying a lot of things. I don't do that for them either. I do this because I know it's power in it. It's power in knowledge. And it's power in spreading knowledge. Right? So Apple, keep that on your watch list, guys. We don't chase. We get in position. And when I say get in position, I mean we in the position, we in the spot before the move happens. Because that's how you make the most money. You gotta do research. You gotta look at charts. You feel me? You gotta read financial news. It's not all gonna happen in one day, but sometimes it does happen in one day. And it doesn't take a lot of money to get started. That's the number one thing I hate about people. Because, you know, I'm a hustler. You give me a way to make some money, I'm going to figure out how I'm going to exploit it. So follow my link, guys. You see the link in the description, in the community section. Follow my link, guys. It's free money out there for you guys. Literally, all you have to do is scroll on your phone, pop that link, and sign up. You're going to get you a free investment in portfolio, right? You don't have to do nothing with it. You can just use it as a savings account while you learn, right? There was a time where all you had to do was sign up and not put any money into it. Just sign up and they're giving you money, guys. When I say they're giving you money, they want you to sign up and just be on the platform, right? They need to build their user base. These people are giving thousands of dollars away just for signing up on an app and having it on your phone. But as time goes on, you're gonna have to put some money in to get something out, right? So that's what that link is. If you don't know, when you see me in this community section and I'm posting follow my link, that's what I'm doing. I'm building my user base because it works. Because there's millions of people in this world. Every day somebody's turning 18, right? Them 18-year-olds wasn't able to invest one day, yesterday, the day before, last week. When you turn 18, you can start investing and putting your money away. You can start learning how to do options. You don't need $10,000 to get started. You don't need $10,000 to get started investing. Guys, Wall Street, these funds, these multi-millionaires, you know what they do? They start with the littlest amount of money. This much money is what they put on the table. And they maximize that little risk and turn it into a big pot. That's how it's done. There's cheat codes to this shit too. I see I got one viewer. What's up? Y'all know what to do. Like and share. We talking about Trump. We talking about the stock market. We talking about the micro and the macro economics behind how this money is moving right now, how this news affects the market, all of that. And if you haven't done so already, check out my community section. I'm trying to drop nuggets in there for everybody because everybody is supposed to be eating. That's how we grow our communities. We got to build our networks from the bottom and build it up. That's what we're doing on this channel. It's a beautiful day, so I just wanted to come on here and vent a little bit about this stock market. It's crazy. They almost got Trump out of here, guys. You see that shit? That shit is crazy. You talk about a divided country. If they had to kill Trump, the stock market would have tanked 10,000 points. We would have went from 40,000 to 30,000 because he is our best. He is the market, the nation's best bet right now, today. It don't matter how you feel about politics, about certain people's personal opinions on every matter. At the end of the day, it's all about green, baby. That's how we get into the top. Spreading this knowledge about how this money is flowing. So don't think that it's not a coincidence that Biden just all of a sudden just dropped out of the election. All of a sudden the news media is flip-flopping on him. Guys, they've been covering for this man for the last 4 years. And even before, it gets deeper than that. I don't want to go too deep on what you guys on this live. This just the first one, you feel me? But it's deep for real. Like, it's some shit that people ain't seen yet. The truth is crazy. But anyway, we got to keep Trump alive, guys. They killed the momentum in 2020 when they elected Biden. And I'm saying that from a financial, a trader aspect. When they elected Biden in 2020, well, somehow he won the election. Whatever, they killed the momentum we had, guys. We was on this incline. But that was necessary, right? Because the market has its peaks and valleys, right? It's ebbs and flows. That's what it does. So we had a reset in 2020. If you guys check out those charts, you'll see how the stock market, it went down when Biden came back into, his presidency. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. It's the truth. It's the truth. The inflation, the government spending, the Ukraine war, all of it comes and it adds up to what we've been living in this last 4 years. So over this last 4 years, we've been doing one of these. Before Trump, we was doing this. Biden comes into the office, right? And what do we do? What do we know about stocks? What do? We buy low and we sell high. So this last 4 years, we just been doing one of these, right? Slowly, right? And we just been kind of cruising sideways until recently. And, closer to election, surprisingly, we actually been breaking out. And so right now, it's a redistribution of wealth that's going on, guys. The stock market this last week. A lot of people got caught chasing, but a lot of people made a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, I mean a lot of money. And it didn't take much to get started. It doesn't take much to get started, guys. It really don't. So, my community section. I'm going to drop my next little crumbs up in there pretty soon. Sometimes I like to just sit back, not do too much, look at the charts, and see what they're doing, because sometimes as a trader, you just got to sit back and not do anything and just watch it happen and just calculate your next move, your next spot, your next position, where you finna put your little piece of your money so you can expand it next, right? That's what it's about. So like right now, AI is like crazy big, right? We got Elon. He's talking about, instituting the giga robots into the factories. We already got Waymo, the driverless cars. That's where the money is going. NVIDIA. They've made their money over these last 2 years. NVIDIA has been going crazy, guys. Like, that's one. You might want to stick with NVIDIA. They just did a split. They just brought the stock price down from where it was, because if you don't know what a split is, you got a reverse split and you got a forward split. The difference is when they're adding shares to the market versus taking away shares, right? So that's what they just did with NVIDIA. It brought the price down. People want to invest in these companies, but prices, they get so high that it turns buyers away. So that's why they do splits. That's one reason why they do splits. Another AI name that you guys probably do not know about, and you probably haven't even heard about, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. They're another one of the companies that's responsible for these chips. These chips that go in all the devices that power your iPhone, your MacBook, computers, networks, right? TSM. That's an Asian corporation that's here in America, and they're expanding right here in Arizona today. They are building plants out in Surprise, out in the desert, where they're going to be facilitating the process of implementing AI by creating these chips here in this state, in America. TSM. That's the stock. That's the ticker. I didn't alert to that into the community section. That's one of the names that you would see if you were in our private group, the BMM, Black Millionaire Mindset Group. It's a group of us. I'm not just coming on here just talking. It's a group of us. It's a collective of us that do this. And we all talk about what's going on financially every day, whether it be Bitcoin, crypto, stocks, options, real estate, all of that. That's what we do. So AI, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. A lot of people don't know about that ticker. It just took a nice little dip recently off of 180. I've known about the stock for a while, but I haven't traded it recently. I've just been charting, and it's gone from 160. It ran from 160 over the course of this last month. July has been a really bullish month for stocks. And if you were invested back in June, you benefited greatly. But TSM, keep that on your watch list, guys. TSM, they're going to be one of the beneficiaries of the chip AI run that's happening here in Arizona in the next few years. TSM.
You're sparring in combat?
TSM right now is actually a good time if you look into possibly take a nib at it, because it's just come off its recent all-time high of 180. It's back at 160 where it broke out from. I mean, with options, what we'll do is we'll wait for stock prices to bottom out, and then we take positions. We'll buy a call when it bottoms out, and we'll collect that premium when it goes up. That's how we make money using options. If you don't know how to use options, you should definitely look up some videos on YouTube. Learn how to trade options. That's going to be probably your most beneficial and easiest way to make money in the stock market, using options. And a lot of times, going back to what I said earlier in this video, it doesn't cost a lot of money. These financial institutions buy low, sell high. You might get an options contract for $5. $5. Under the right environment, with the right catalyst, that $5 contract could turn into $500 in a matter of 30 minutes or 3 hours. And that's what they do. They buy low when the contract is depleted, and when nobody thinks that it'll pay out, next thing you know, they'll run it up. Cash out for like $500 a contract. Imagine you got $100 and you bought 10 contracts at $10. You spend $100 and you got 10 contracts. An XYZ stock for XYZ expiration. So you got 10 shares or 10 contracts, It's almost kind of like shares, but you don't own the rights to the shares, right? You got 10 contracts. $10, you spend $100. Next thing you know, them 10 contracts go to $100 a contract. Off the right catalyst, the right piece of news, the right momentum in the stock, and next thing you know, boom, you got $1,000 because you was in position. That's how this works. A lot of people they overthink it. A lot of people think it's so complicated. Now there's levels. There's definitely levels to options. There's levels to everything. But the basic ground floor level 1 is easy. You just gotta put the time into it. So check out my community section, because there's some dimes in there. I'm dropping dimes like Rondo in my community section, guys. I want to see everybody win. If you on my page, I want to see you win. I'm trying to build this channel some more. You know, I don't do lives like this, but I feel like I need to come on here because of the events that just happened over this course of this last week with Trump assassination, with Biden dropping out, with Kamala Harris coming into play. Kamala Harris is going to be terrible for the markets. If you want to see your 401k keep going down, and you want to see your motherfucking investments in your fucking job portfolio not do shit, keep voting Democrats. It's the truth. That's what you want. Go right ahead. You want to see higher inflation on goods and services? That's what's going to happen. If Trump doesn't win, let's say they try to take him out again, right? Let's be honest. Putin did not attack Ukraine until Trump left office, right? That's how it works. It's the power structure. Biden gets in office, all hell breaks loose in Europe. What's that mean? Grain prices go up, fuel prices go up, right? Gas went crazy up. That affects us. That affects what happens over here in America. We're not drilling over here in America, remember? Biden shut that shit down, remember? Gas went up. That's why. Trump come back in office, the war in Ukraine stops. What happens? The prices globally go down on oil. We'll see what happens with the Saudis. Do they, because they're at the table too. Do they want to produce more or do they want to cut? So, but what I know is Trump at the table is going to make them pay their fair share, and he's going to make them do what they're supposed to do. That's what we do know from his past administration. Gas was $2 under Trump. I remember the shit. It was like $2.19 back where I'm from. That's a fact. That is a fact. The stock market seeing record number breaking highs under Trump. That is a fact. You can go back and look and pull the charts up. That is a fact. Pull the charts up. The charts don't lie. Y'all know how y'all be out there, niggas be popping their shit on the court, doing their thing, ball don't lie. Well, you can say the same thing for these charts. These charts don't lie. It's history. It's a historical fact. Trump is better and has been better for the American consumer, period. It don't matter if you don't like him or not. All you gotta like is green, money. That's all you guys should be focused on. They almost took the man out. In my opinion, that would have sent the financial markets into a further whirlwind. We was already getting ready to dump anyway from these all-time highs. The market is overbought. The market is overbought in July. If you were in our private group, our Black Millionaire Mindset group, or our Discord, you will see me putting out an alert saying, hey, check out the VIX. You guys, that's another one, guys. The VIX, ticker VIX. It tracks volatility. It's a fear and greed index, right? So going back to fear, greed, The way Wall Street works, sentiment, catalyst, right? They invest their money based off the temper in the markets, based off what's going on in the world, right? So when you have a president almost get assassinated, right? That's gonna send the market into a little bit of frenzy because, hey, it's setting up to look like Trump is getting ready to take the 2024 election, but we got people shooting at him trying to end his life. So we're getting in position, remember, because the market is forward thinking. These people, they're thinking about next year. They're thinking about 2027. They're thinking about 6 months from now. The money that they're getting ready to put to work, they're thinking about this type of shit already, getting in position. So now they're looking at where they're parking their money, and like, well, hold on, shit. We don't know what's getting ready to happen. Trump may not even stay alive. So his policies and some of the things that he's gonna reinstitute into America, they don't know where we should park our money at. You see that small cap rotation that just happened? Small caps. A lot of people think that small caps is just some term, they don't understand it, right? So all it means is companies that have a value from, like, I believe it's, don't quote me, but it's a certain value that the company has that considers it a small cap. So it may be, let's just say the range is from like a company that's valued at 5 million to like 200 million versus a company that's valued at like 5 billion to 200 billion. You see, that's a large cap, small cap, mid cap. So there's a rotation going on during the summer sales period. So the market has 4 phases, right? Just like a year, right? We got 4 different cycles of 3 months, right? January, February, March is the first quarter. April, May, June is the second quarter. July, August, September is the third quarter. October, November, December is the fourth quarter. So it's July. We're coming out of the third quarter. Well, July. We're getting ready to come out of the third quarter. Yes, getting ready to come out of the third quarter. So we just got corporate earnings. We got a market that's overbought going into corporate earnings and traditionally, historically, a summer sales cycle. So the last few years, the market has been performing within the months of March, April, May through June and July. Traditionally, it'll sell off either in sometime August, September, or November, depending on catalyst. So this particular year, the market is overextended going into a summer sales cycle. We also have the election uncertainty. We got Trump getting shot at. We got Biden dropping out. And we don't know what's going to happen. So naturally, the stock market is going to sell off, right? It has to reset going into this end of this third quarter cycle. So what I think, and then we got the Fed coming up, right? Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, and their monetary policy when it comes to interest rates, whether they're going to cut rates or they're going to leave them. Obviously, they're not going to raise rates because what they want is a soft landing of the economy to give all the money back that they put into the market from COVID, stimulus, all of that. I don't got it. Whoever got it, I don't know who got it. But anyway, so we got the Fed coming up in September. So I can't really say what the play is. I would actually need to hear what the Fed is going to do. I can make my predictions. Anybody can make predictions, right? My guess is we're probably going to move sideways a little bit. We're probably going to consolidate until September. Obviously, we're going to bounce, but we need to wait. We need to wait for the market and to wait and see where the real bottom is, because there's gaps a little bit further from where we are. And, major investors, they may decide whether or not they want to sell some more, or do they want to go ahead and say enough is enough. But ultimately, what we're looking forward to is September and Jerome Powell and his next monetary statements on inflation. So my guess is the market has its pops here and there until we get exactly what he's going to do. That's my guess. But that's another catalyst that we're looking forward to, and another news headline that will be used to further move the markets coming up in the next, month and a half, 2 months before the election. So it's really important that you guys pay attention to what the Fed is talking about, also how it affects the election. So it's a lot of uncertainty going on. So we may fill them gaps down there. If you look at the NASDAQ, we just came off highs, hit a bottom. So technically, that's what's supposed to happen. If you're in our group, our private group, you'll see the alerts that that's technically what was supposed to happen. And the news headlines act as the blanket cover for the move, right? So the data breach last week, which caused delays with the airplanes and the flights. That was a blanket story for the move. That was one of them. You could say the Trump assassination was a blanket cover, but I didn't really see that affect price movement like the Biden dropping out did. Most people thought the Biden news dropping out would be bad for the markets, but it was actually good because it provided clarity after the Trump assassination, right? Provided more clarity on the presidential nominations. So now we know exactly what's going to happen, who's going to become president. I'm doing fine. I don't work here, man. No problem. All right, guys, we gonna wrap this up for today because we got these security guards acting like I can't sit out here in the public area in front of this cafe right here where it says level 1 market. But anyway, I heard what you said and I'm leaving, so thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Yep, you too. So it's Saturday. I'm not in no private property area. This is a public area. People sit out here all the time, guys. It's just a weird security guard. He don't got nothing better else to do but be weird because he ain't getting no money being a security guard and he's not investing. Because if he was investing, he wouldn't be over here saying nothing to me about me sitting here public property. Not people walk through here all day. I mean, there wouldn't be chairs out here if it was private property, would there? I mean, come on, guys. There is this thing called common sense. He obviously doesn't have it. But I'm a reasonable person, and I've been on here for 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get off this live. But before I get off this live, again, Trump, assassination. They tried to line him up, guys. Really? 20-year-old getting on top of a building, Secret Service, didn't have that area cover. Guys, stop it. It's like a movie, right? Everybody who's tapped into the stuff that we're tapped in knows why that happened. And we already knew they was going to try. Okay? Stay woke, guys. Real talk. It's crazy out here, but let's get this money, provide for our families, and build our communities. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. So peace out. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Check out the community section. Ticker is TSM. AI, pay attention. Apple, that's where the money's at. You only need like a handful of names to trade. I'm going to come back and talk to y'all later, guys. For real. Be easy.